Good morning, Heather. You're up already, right? I'm going on a trip with friends today. I was wondering if you could take care of my daughter for a while. Sis, what's with calling me so early in the morning? As I said, I need you to take care of my daughter, Crystal. You get to take care of your lovely niece. Isn't that great? What? I can't take care of her all of a sudden. Why not? You're unemployed and have time, right? You're unemployed too, right? Don't compare me to you. I have a great job as a mother. You leave her with me all the time and go out. I'm sorry, but I don't have time. I have to take care of my mother-in-law. Of course, you need to take care of your husband's mother, right? I split with my husband and have to raise my child on my own. It's stressful every day. On the other hand, you don't have kids and you're home all day anyway. You should at least take care of your niece. I told you before, I don't have kids, but I have someone to take care of. Taking care of her isn't a big deal. Your mother-in-law isn't senile and can do a lot of things except walk, right? Besides, my daughter is low maintenance. You can watch her while you take care of your mother-in-law. Crystal is a good girl, but this is still too sudden. You should have at least called the day before. It's not my fault. I was so excited about the trip that I forgot to call you. Can't you take Crystal on the trip too? No. I can't enjoy traveling if I have a kid with me. I can't even go out for drinks at night. To be honest, she'd just be in the way. In the way. You don't have to put it like that. I'm just trying to get away from raising a kid and recharge. What's the point if she's with me? You should be plenty recharged, shouldn't you? You leave her with me at least once a week. Shut up! You don't understand how I feel because you've never had a child. Raising a child is much harder than you think. I know it's hard, but I can't take care of her today. Huh? I wish my husband was here, but he's not. He's been on a business trip since yesterday, and I'm the only one at home. My mother-in-law, she's been sick a lot lately. I can't take care of her and Crystal at the same time. It's too late to say no now. Huh? I already left her at the door. Excuse me? Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't notice because I didn't press the doorbell. Actually, I was near your house. I left Crystal at your front door. Please take care of her for a week. What? That's horrible. You left your child without telling me. I'm telling you now. Oh, come on. And a week is too long. Where the hell are you going? Overseas? Overseas? It'll take a whole day just to get there. I don't think a week is long at all. I can't believe you're going overseas without your daughter. Oh, don't worry. I made sure to pack a lot of clothes. That's not the point. It's unbelievable that you would just show up and ask me to take care of your child for a week. So I told you, I forgot. You're such a nitpick. Sis, do you call yourself a mother? If you're going to neglect Crystal like this, I think it would be better if your ex-husband had custody of Crystal. That way, Crystal's future would be safer. He seems more sincere and kind. You've got to be kidding me. If I didn't have custody, I wouldn't get child support. You could just work. I don't want to. I've been a stay-at-home mom since my ex and I got married. I can't go out to work now. This is absurd. You took Crystal in because you didn't want to work. Oh, shut up. Anyway, take care of her. I'll buy you some souvenirs. Look forward to it. Hey, sis. I've got a plane to catch. Wait. I can't take her for a week. Hi, Heather. How are you? I'm enjoying my vacation in the South Seas. as a reward for taking care of everybody. I'll send you a picture of the beautiful seaside. No, thank you. Don't be shy. The sea is really blue and beautiful. It will definitely heal your heart. My mother-in-law has been sick since last night. Oh my! That's terrible! I tried to call my husband, but he won't answer. He doesn't reply to my texts either. I want him to come home as soon as possible. Marvin can't come home. What? What do you mean? Why do you think that is? No way. Actually, I'm on this trip with him. He's crazy about me in a swimsuit. He's been taking pictures of me the whole time. I'm tired of posing for pictures. What? I'm sorry. I stole your husband. Wait a minute. You said you were on a trip with Marvin. You lied when you said you were going on a trip with your friends. Yeah. I don't have any friends to go on a trip with. Right now, it's just me and Marvin. I can't believe it. So my husband lied about going on a business trip too. That's right. He took some paid vacation off to go on a trip with me. How long have you two been together? So, how long would it be now? About a year, I think. A year. That coincides with when my mother-in-law collapsed. I quit the job I loved so much to take care of her. And then Marvin does this? Oh, come on. Don't blame Marvin. You're the one to blame. Huh? You didn't wear makeup? You did care about fashion. You didn't take care of Marvin, did you? Besides, you're ugly, unlike me. If an ugly woman doesn't care about her own appearance, she's finished. It's no wonder your husband left you. That's terrible. How dare he betray me when I'm taking care of his mother? I mean, you're too insane. You're disgusting to put your hands on your sister's husband. I'm divorced and lonely. With a guy like Marvin around, you can't blame me for liking him. Excuse me? Young men are so nice. My ex-husband was an older, tired, old guy. Marvin is always full of energy, and his skin is so fresh and handsome. Oh yeah, Marvin told me. He said he can't believe me and you are sisters. I'm too attractive. I'm so attractive that he can't even see you as a woman anymore. You two are scum. You put me in charge of taking care of your kid. I'll never forgive you. You know what? Even a dull woman like you should be thankful that you can be useful to the family. So that means I'm a handy servant for you guys. That's right. Be a servant and take care of my kid and the old lady. Sis, if Marvin is around, please tell him. His mother isn't feeling well. Tell him to come home right away. I don't want to do that. We finally have a chance to be alone. I won't let him leave. You're going to regret this later. What? If you don't come home now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. You're overreacting. Even if you say she's not feeling well, it's probably just a cold or something, right? I know you're desperate to keep me away from Marvin. I'm not going to fall for that trick. She doesn't have a cold. She looks very sick, so I'm going to take her to the hospital as soon as I can. Okay. Good night. Well, I'm going now. I'm busy traveling with your husband. Heather! Why won't you answer my calls? Hey, Heather! Don't ignore me just because you lost your husband. Sis, what do you want? It's not a good time to talk. I have a favor to ask you. Will you pick me up at the airport? Huh? Why don't you just take a cab home? I don't have money for a cab. I spent a lot of money on the trip. Both Marvin and I have nothing in our wallets. I bought you some souvenirs. So please pick me up at the airport now. How brazen. You had an affair with my husband, and now you want me to pick you up at the airport? What's wrong with that? It's your job to take care of your family. I don't care about that right now. You're on your own. What is that? You're such a cheeky girl. You have a lot of free time anyway. You're at home, aren't you? The airport is less than an hour away. Just come and get me. I'm not at home. What? Then where are you? I just finished my mother-in-law's funeral. What? Funeral? Your mother-in-law died? I told you that she got sick, didn't I? After that, I rushed her to the hospital. She had to be hospitalized suddenly. Her condition suddenly got worse. She passed away 2 days ago. Oh, I can't believe it. Why didn't you tell me? That's terrible. I called you so many times, but you guys didn't answer the phone at all. I couldn't get a read on your texts either. I even had relatives call you several times. I thought you guys probably turned off your phone so you wouldn't be bothered. I couldn't get in touch with you. What? Oh, come to think of it. I turned off my phone for a while because I was so annoyed that you kept interrupting me. I told you, you would regret it. I see. Then I'll pay the cab fare with my credit card. I'm going to head to the funeral home with Marvin now. It's a little late for that, though. Oh, but wait a minute. Your mother-in-law passed away. That means Marvin's going to get the inheritance, right? Huh? His father passed away a long time ago. And Marvin, he's an only child. Oh my gosh, this is big. Your mother-in-law's inheritance is all his. Unbelievable. She passes away and you're talking about the inheritance. Marvin, he wants to divorce you and remarry me. I'm so lucky. If Marvin gets your mother-in-law's inheritance, I'll be rich in one fell swoop. That's impossible. What? Marvin won't get it. What are you talking about? I heard it all from Marvin. His mother lived a simple life, but she actually saved a lot of money. There's a will. A will? I want to leave all my possessions to Heather, who cared for me so devotedly. I won't give my son a single penny. His mother wrote that in her will. Hey, what's that? Marvin always kept making excuses that work was busy, and he never tried to take care of his mother at all. You've got to be kidding. There's absolutely no way she wouldn't give her inheritance to her own son. That's what she wanted. Okay. You coerced her, didn't you? What? You took advantage of her impaired judgment, and you forced her to write a will so that you could get all the inheritance. You coward. I had no idea until she died that she had left the will. What? She knew that Marvin was having an affair. Huh? Marvin let his guard down in front of his mother. He wasn't very cautious when he called and texted you. She may have been physically immobile, but she had a good head on her shoulders. So maybe you... Yeah. She told me. She told me she thought he was having an affair. Well, me and his mother, we never imagined he was having an affair with my sister. Wait a minute. So Marvin really won't get a penny? I don't care if you want to claim the remainder. Marvin borrowed money from his mother several times. He hasn't paid her back yet. That amount will be treated as a gift before her death. Even if he claims that, he'll only get scraps. That's a lie! He's a stupid man. Even though his pay wasn't that good, he borrowed money from his mom on several occasions and even owes me money. I know he was counting on his mother's inheritance, but she could see through it. He was always buying me brand name bags and accessories. I thought he was well paid. Not at all. I made more money than Marvin. Ever since I quit my job to take care of my mother-in-law, we've always been on the edge and had a hard time making ends meet. Oh no! By the way, your ex-husband also came to the funeral. When I told him about the situation with Crystal, he was so angry. What? Why is he going to your mother-in-law's funeral? I couldn't get in touch with you at all. I had your ex-husband call you too. You didn't notice? He's seen my mother-in-law a few times. He wanted to say goodbye, so he took off work to come to the funeral. He's a far cry from some scumbag who's having an affair while his own mother is dying. Shut up! He says he wants to get custody of Crystal back. Huh? I don't want that. I won't be able to get child support. You're such a jerk. What do you think your child is? A child needs a mother. A woman who leaves her child to go on a trip with a man she's cheating with, she has no right to call herself a mother. Crystal seemed happy to see her dad again. She clearly said she didn't want to be with her mom. That's a lie, of course. In the first place, my ex-husband is incapable of raising a child. He was a workaholic, going to work early in the morning and coming home late at night. But on his days off, he spent the whole day with Crystal. On weekdays, he said he'd get his parents to help him out. But, unlike you, your ex-husband is a man of integrity. It's obvious who's a better parent. Ugh! Shut up! I'll never give him my child no matter what you say. I won't be able to make a living without her. I told you before, you just have to work. I don't want to work. I was going to marry Marvin and live a life of an elegant housewife. Even if you can marry Marvin, I don't think you'll be able to live an elegant life. Oh yeah, another thing. I'm going to file compensation for damages against you guys. Huh? Compensation? Of course. Why are you surprised? You two were having an affair. No, I'm your sister. It's crazy to ask for compensation from a family member. I'm sorry, but I don't consider you family. That's awful. Not only do I get no inheritance, you're going to take all my money? It's all your fault. Hey, Heather. I'll apologize for cheating on you and Marvin. But please, don't make me pay compensation. It's too late to apologize now. I'll never forgive you for what you did. Oh no, I'll give you back Marvin. I'll step down quietly. No, you don't have to give that scumbag back. I'll gladly give him to my sister. Huh? Well then, you can come to the funeral home now. But be prepared to get beat up by the relatives. Also, will you tell Marvin for me? I hope you two get along in hell together. Later, my sister and my husband showed up at the funeral home. The relatives asked them why they did not attend the funeral. They confessed that they had been on a trip having an affair. Naturally, everyone was furious, and my sister and my husband were cut off from all the relatives. Perhaps their feelings cooled down after this mess, and they eventually split up. Crystal's custody was safely recovered by her dad. My sister was left completely alone. She lost her income in the form of child support. She reluctantly started working part-time. As well, I followed up by filing compensation damages against her. She worked and worked, but her finances continued to go into the red. Finally, she could no longer afford the rent and was evicted from the apartment. She cried to her parents, but they had already insulated her, so she could not rely on them. She's now working part-time all day long. She moves from one restaurant to another, working as a waitress. On the other hand, my husband quit his job immediately after his mother-in-law's funeral. Because the company he was working for was owned by a relative, the information that he had an affair with his wife's sister and did not attend his mother's funeral spread to all the employees at once. It became difficult for him to stay at work. Rumor has it that my husband is struggling to find a new job. He is living a miserable life, almost as if he were homeless. I don't care about that because we are strangers now. After my divorce from my husband, I moved into an apartment and started living alone. It was useful that I had obtained occupational training when I was a student. I was able to find a full-time job. My marriage had failed, but my life is not over yet. I'm looking forward to meeting new people and enjoying the freedom of single life for a while.
Eric, you are selfish.
What? Why are you saying that?
I can no longer pretend that everything is fine. Change is necessary, and it's time for you to make the right decision.
What? Don't you feel ashamed?
What about you? How can you be so selfish? Don't you feel any pity for us?
What the hell are you talking about?
You're aware of the issue I've been harboring for the past 3 years. I can't keep silent any longer. It seems entirely unfair that my husband, Troy, only receives half of your father's assets. Splitting everything equally just doesn't seem justifiable.
How is it unfair? You said it yourself. Everything was shared equally. Why should Troy get more?
Because he has kids to raise, duh. We have 3 kids together, remember? Do you know how expensive it is to raise kids today? You were unmarried and childless, so you are probably clueless.
I know it's very expensive to take care of kids. I also know that my dad set up a trust for your kids before he died. He told me all about it. You and Troy literally spent weeks in his house pressuring him to set up the trust. He did it out of love, but he didn't like the fact that you were so demanding.
If he did it out of love, he would not have told you. But that doesn't matter. We want the house.
What house?
The house is in the suburbs. It's a big house. And a single man like you doesn't need it.
You mean the family mansion?
Yes. I need you to transfer the ownership of that house to us. We need it. Your dad should have given it to my husband rather than you. He made a mistake. So it's time for you to correct it.
What? It wasn't a mistake. The family house goes to the eldest son. That's our family's tradition. Besides, Troy got an apartment in the city and a winter house in the countryside. He also inherited way more cash and shares than I did. This was done to balance out the fact that I was getting the manor.
The apartment and the winter house are nothing compared to the manor. They are inadequate for raising our wonderful children. Although we are currently residing in the apartment, it feels incredibly cramped with only 6 bedrooms, whereas the manor boasts 12 rooms. Additionally, the manor is situated in a much safer neighborhood, which is far more conducive to raising children. I've sold the winter house, and we're in the process of vacating the apartment. Once we've settled into the manor, I'll proceed with the sale of the apartment.
You aren't moving in. You can use the money you got from selling the winter house in your apartment to buy any house you want.
I already spent the money I got from selling the winter house. I also have plans for the money I get from selling the apartment.
What did you use the money for?
None of your business. So when are you going to give us the manor?
I'm never giving you the manor. You hear me?
Why are you being so difficult? Just do the right thing. Sign the house over to us and everyone will be happy.
You are being so unreasonable. Besides, why are you the one telling me this? If my brother has a problem with how our inheritance was shared, he should confront me himself. Are you sure he also has the same thoughts?
Certainly. Troy has been wanting to discuss this matter for quite some time, but he's too reserved and proud to approach you about the manor. You are the elder brother. You need to be responsible and do right by your nephews. Your father failed his grandkids by not giving us the manor. You have a chance to make things right.
My father has done way more than enough for your kids. Saying that he failed them is mean and dishonest. But it doesn't matter. The manor is mine, and it will remain mine. It will stay in the family and be passed down from one generation to the next.
Fine. It's clear you don't want to be reasonable. You are too selfish to do the right thing. But it's okay. If you won't give us the house, when we can move in? We can be roommates.
What do you mean roommates?
There are many empty rooms in the house, Eric. You can move into one of the rooms and leave the rest of the house to us. Oh, you should stay in the basement. I have to live in the master bedroom. That's the only way it can work. Especially since you know how your brother now works at the overseas branch of his company. He's in England most of the time. But when he comes home, we will need the big bedroom to ourselves. It only makes sense that I stay in the Masters. Eventually, you will do the right thing and give us the manor.
You must be kidding.
No, I'm going to live in the manor. Makes a lot of sense. You being there can even be an advantage. I'm basically a single parent. But with you in the house, things would be easier. You can help me with a few chores, but I would need you to live in the basement. I don't want my kids to think you are their dad.
I'm not your servant. I don't want to become roommates with you. I have no reason to help you with house chores and parenting. I have no reason to want you in my house at all.
What you want doesn't matter. We need to live in the manor, and that's what is going to happen. Summer is almost over, so we will start packing immediately. That way, my kids can resume school from the manor.
Hey, Troy. What's going on, bro? Your wife just texted me out of the blue. She said you want the manor and asked me to give it to her. Can you believe that?
I kind of deserve it, don't I?
What?
You don't need all that room. I have 3 kids and a wife.
You must be joking, right?
No, I'm not. We do need the house. Besides, the truth is Dad wanted to give the house to us before he died. He just never got the time to speak to his lawyer.
Why would Dad want to give you the manor?
Because I asked. He was being difficult at first, but I made him see reason.
You pestered and pressured him until he told you what you wanted to hear.
He would have updated his will, but he always forgot to call the lawyer and make the changes. I wanted to contest the will right after it was read, but I decided not to. I didn't want to cause a scene.
Dad passed away 3 years ago. Don't bring him in. Why are you making a fuss right now?
Sarah needs a bigger house for the kids, you know? Besides, we thought you were going to do the right thing without pressure from us. But you are clearly not that kind of smart.
Is that what you think? Fine. Believe whatever you want. But I refuse to let your wife and kids move into my house. So please make sure you let them know what I just said.
You really should consider. You don't need all that space.
It's my house, Troy. I didn't tell you what to do with your inheritance. You don't get to tell me what I do with mine. The fact that you pressured our dad to give you the other houses before he died doesn't matter. His will was clear. You get the winter house and the apartment. I get the manor. Deep down, you know he was fair.
You're right. To be honest, he was fair. Just that Sarah really needs the manor. She'd been asking for it before Dad died. She wanted Dad to go to a home for senior citizens so she could move into the manor. But Dad refused.
What? She really tried to kick our father out of his house, and you supported her. What's going on, Troy? What's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me. I don't know. I'm just trying to make my family happy. You will understand if you ever loved a woman deeply.
I loved a woman once. She tried to manipulate me into doing things I didn't want to do. I had to break things off with her. I'm not asking you to divorce your wife, but you are responsible for your actions and decisions. You ain't the kind of person to ask your father to get out of his own house. At least, I don't think you are.
You were right. Asking Dad to leave the manor wasn't cool. It was also wrong of me to ask you to give me the manor. It's yours by right. Even without the will, the manor was meant to go to you. I will talk to my wife. I'm sorry for what me and my wife said.
It's cool, bro. I understand that you were under pressure and not thinking straight, but don't let this happen ever again.
Hey, Eric! Funny story. I forgot the address to the manor. I need you to send it to me right away.
Huh? What do you need my address for?
To move in, duh! I'm finally done with packing up everything. Took a while to get everything together. I already called the movers and they're on their way. Fortunately, I don't know your address. It just hit me now. Silly me.
Is this some kind of a joke?
No, come on. Send the address and stop fooling around. I used to go there all the time while your dad lived there. I always had to go there to talk some sense into him when he wasn't ready to send us some serious money. But it's been a while since I have been there. That kind of shows that you are a horrible brother-in-law because you don't send me anything. That's why I don't go to the manor anymore. Because you are kind of useless to us.
You are a real piece of work. You know that?
Don't insult me because I forgot the manor's address. I can simply ask my husband, or find out the address online or something. I'm pretty smart.
I have a different thought. I'm not sure if you're experiencing cognitive issues or if you're just not very bright. So I will make myself very clear. I never agreed to let you live here, and I never will. You got that?
But you have to. Don't you understand my texts? I have already called the movers. I'm trying to be polite when asking for permission. So send the address and stop this childish game.
Why is the word no so difficult for you to understand?
You can't say no because you don't have a choice. There is nothing that can stop us from getting into that manor. You can't leave us out on the streets in front of the manor. You can't be that wicked and foolish, right?
Are you out of your mind?
Anyways, I'm looking forward to being roommates with you. I'll see you at our new place after everything's all wrapped up here.
Stop this nonsense. Didn't I say I never agreed with you? I'm getting tired of saying the same thing over and over again. I told you more than once that I don't want you or your children in my house.
I'm also tired of saying the same thing. We need the house, so just leave. Stop being stubborn.
You're pushing me to the wall, Sarah. Don't make me do something I will regret. If you try to get on my property illegally, I will have you arrested for trespassing. I want you to think about your kids. Do you want them to watch their mother getting arrested?
Come on! Don't be so mean. Where are the kids and I going to live if you refuse to accommodate us? I already sold the apartment. Do you want to see us live on the streets?
Excuse me, you sold the apartment already?
Yeah, I told you I was going to sell the apartment. Don't act shocked. I told you my plan. Sell the apartment and move in with you.
You're the one who is being stubborn. I told you and your husband that I don't want you here. Your husband promised to speak to you. Didn't he do that?
I just didn't tell him that I am going on with my plan.
Wait, you didn't inform your husband that you've already sold his apartment.
So what? That apartment is jointly owned by both him and me. I can do whatever I want. Besides, what he doesn't know can hurt him.
It's going to hurt him for sure. Seeing his kids stranded and homeless is sure to hurt him. But it probably won't come to that. You have enough money from selling the apartment to rent a place.
What I do with my money is none of your business. Besides, the money's gone. I use it to pay off a loan.
What loan?
Again, none of your business. Send the address already. And when we get there, you better open up.
Are you crazy? I'm not giving you the address to my house. Stop asking.
Fine. Have it your way. I'll get the address by other means and find my way there. Please have dinner ready by the time I get there. Me and the kids would be very hungry.
Well, that would be difficult as I am not at the manor right now.
Well, then get there. Must I tell you every detail of what you need to do? Use some initiative.
I'm out of town.
Fine. We will buy fast food. Did you leave the key under the mat or something? And when would you be back? We would need your help to unpack.
Arguing with you is pointless. The manor is wide open. You can walk right in. I don't think you'd be able to live there, though.
Leaving a valuable house like that wide open is very irresponsible. You really should do better. That's why you should give the manor to us. We would take better care of the house than you can. And what do you mean by we won't be able to live there? Don't tell me you were trying to stop us again.
The house is currently undergoing extensive renovation. I'm dedicated to preserving the facade and the original character of the building. Furthermore, I'm repairing, replacing, and repainting any part of the house that requires attention. This project has involved tearing down some walls and the addition of a backside pool. The entire compound is also contracted for landscaping improvements. Moreover, the roof has been completely removed. I anticipate that after 3 years of continuous work, we should be able to complete this ambitious project.
What? 3 years? Why don't you ask for my permission before starting the renovation?
Are you listening to what you're saying? Because it's my house, and what I do with it is none of your business. You can go there, but make sure to bring your camp tent.
Is this funny to you?
Absolutely hilarious. I have a wide grin on my face right now.
I will tell my husband about this.
Do it. I will also tell him about the fun.
Wait, what?
Who is Alexander?
What? I don't know.
Alexander Reynolds rings a bell.
No. What are you talking about?
Okay, cool. I would just send this report to your husband.
What report?
The report my private investigator sent to me. He sent it to me a few minutes ago, just as I was texting you. He did a thorough investigation. He even had pictures and account details.
What investigation? What reports? What the hell are you talking about?
I told my private investigator to do an investigation on you. After talking to my brother, I got the sense that you were quite manipulative. Decided to look into you a bit further. Should have done that a while ago.
Please tell me you haven't sent the report to my husband. It would end our marriage.
So you do know who Alexander is? I thought as much, seeing as my private investigator sent pictures of both of you kissing before entering a hotel room together. You've also been sending a lot of money to him, most of which came from my brother. That's why you sold the apartment, right? You wanted to send more money to your lover, right?
So you know the truth. Please, don't tell your brother. It will hurt him. Think about the kids for once. Be a good uncle to them.
And I am thinking about the kids. That's why I'm gonna tell my brother to do a DNA test and make sure they're his.
Why wouldn't they be his? He is my husband.
My report says that you and Alexander have been going out long before you met my brother. It also seems like my brother isn't your first husband, but your fifth. I know your game, Sarah. You and Alexander are partners, and you two have been doing this for a long time. You moved from one target to another, draining their resources and divorcing them. That's why you wanted the manor. So you can sell it and send the money to Alexander. I've told my brother everything. You're busted.
My husband won't believe you. He loves me so much.
We will see about that. There are pictures, remember?
You are an evil person. You bastard! Screw you, Eric!
There's no point in cursing at me. Goodbye, Sarah.
Wait! Have you sent the report to Troy? We can still work something out. Please tell me you haven't sent it to him.
What are you trying to do? You can't stop me.
I can give you part of the money I've gotten from him. And I can let you sleep with me. I know you stare at me when you think I'm not looking. Please, I really need Troy in my life.
Stop it. That's enough. I can't believe how low you will go. I also can't believe how low you think of me. Your game is over, Sarah. When Troy received the report, he was devastated. I was there to support him and tried my best to provide comfort. I stood by his side for days, and finally he regained his composure. He insisted on a DNA test, which revealed that none of Sarah's children were his. Subsequently, he initiated divorce proceedings. I sincerely hope he finds genuine love in the future. As for Sarah, I hired a private investigator to keep an eye on her for a few months after the divorce. I did this to ensure she wasn't planning any harm against me or my brother. The investigator reported back that Sarah had relocated to a small apartment downtown. She was no longer able to attract anyone with her looks, and Alexander, her partner in deceit, had abandoned her, leaving her and her children with nothing. Over time, the state had to intervene and take custody of her children, since she proved unfit to care for them. After scamming multiple men, including my brother, she was now a drug addict who worked day and night to feed her body and addiction.